Niners! Finally! You know, it's going to be like this for probably another, a couple of weeks. You got the NFL Combine coming up, followed by free agency, and then, of course, the draft. Everybody's speculation upon who we're going to get. But between now and then, if you're tired of dwelling on the pain and suffering endured from the Super Bowl loss of a very tiny margin, there's some good news finally. And the good news is this, fam. NFL salary cap increases will allow 49ers pretty much to maintain the star core. Now, you know, we didn't want to think about it because why would you want to think about possibly having some cap casualties? And you just got through losing the Super Bowl behind some stupid bad luck. Okay, we're not doing that tonight. We're not doing that, okay? The doom and gloom over the Niners losing the Super Bowl by such a narrow margin to the Chiefs will linger all the way up until 24 season. I get that. You get that. We get that. Everybody gets that. However, knowing that the salary cap increase will facilitate keeping the players they need and choose to keep, for that matter, not to mention some slightly, and I mean very slightly, you need a magnifying glass to see the chances of shopping during the upcoming free agency period. It's somewhat comforting. They might. The 49ers are good at manipulating numbers. Tonight, going to the phones to bring a smile back to that Niner faithful face, if that's at all possible. Brandon Aiyuk may not be impossible to sign any longer. You know, that increase was way more than they anticipated. Also, super stud J Jennings. Well, I'm looking at him now as the man, the Terminator, the guy that gets it done. When all else fails, where is JJ? He could be signed long term because the fact of the matter is, I know he's a restricted free agent and they can have him, but you do have to match offers you made in. Chase Young, anyone? Because you know the thing is about Chase Young. The Chase Young I saw in the Super Bowl is the one I wanted. I was wondering where that guy was weeks before. Where was that Chase Young? That boy was kicking ass and taking numbers. I said, where was Chase? How come you couldn't even showed up in the earlier rounds of the playoff? So anyway, Big Show says we need to let go of some of the aging roster. The sooner the better. Bringing back the same core is going to do what? Make Cabo more fun again? Question mark. So you know what? You've got a great point. I don't want to bring them all back. You know, but some of them are definitely necessary. And we could go down through a list of those too. In fact, Show, tell me some people that you just as soon see say goodbye. All right, I really appreciate that. But fam, the Niners now head into the 2024 NFL season with a little more financial wiggle room than they expected. The league, as you know, announced today that the 2024 salary cap has been set at $255.4 million per team, an increase of more than 30 mil. The highest spike by far of any year since the cap was introduced way back in 1994. The one from which that one person we really don't care to talk about, do we care about him, period. Well, you guys haven't been the same since the 1994 salary cap was put in place. Meanwhile, the Rams have, what have they done since 1994? 1999, they finally won their first Super Bowl. What did I do? No negativities. That man and his Rams are negativity. Throw those out of your life. They're adding stress that you don't need. Sweep it away. Sweep it away. Anyway, we will need to stop hating on Tay-Tay too, Phil. Yeah, if you were in the first place. Because here's the thing. This may be due to her bringing all them Swifties into the NFL money mix. You know the NFL reported numbers before the Super Bowl being 300 mil. Now, how many more mil did they pick up after the Super Bowl, or during the Super Bowl and after? You don't need to be a Chiefs fan. You can appreciate Tay-Tay by her music. Say hi to her if you see her on the street. Niners have one of the NFL's highest payrolls, as you know, but they're still projected to be slightly more than $4.6 million under the cap with the current active contracts. This is why I say good news about the increase in salary cap. This pretty much covers the cost of what it's going to take to keep who they want to keep, most likely. A lot of the 21 free agents on the roster won't be returning. Big Show, there you go. Yeah, Armstead and Juice can go. So why would you say Juice? The man was like a ballerina on that sideline in these last couple games, playoffs. What are you going to do for a fullback? Shanahan's offense needs a fullback. If you got the best in the game, so I cannot agree. I cannot. They also have the ability to convert some of their most expensive players' salaries into signing bonuses in order to manipulate their cap amount, something they historically have done pretty well. A quick look at a few players and positions that will require serious attention from the Niners as they attempt to set their 2024 roster under the new cap and go back and, for God's sakes, get to the Super Bowl and get it done. Stop fooling around. The Chiefs weren't even better than you to begin. What did I say? Don't go there. Let's start Brandon Aiyuk. Aiyuk technically is under contract through 2024, but as the routine goes, he hasn't washed his walls down to any social media walls. He hasn't washed all the 49ers off of him yet. Like Nick Bosa, though, last season and Deebo Samuel the year prior, B.A. will likely will not step foot on the practice field until that deal is taken care of, and you know this, right? So we got to go through a long, hot summer again with the 49ers assing around like they love to do. No, we have every intention of signing B.A. Okay, John, well, it's already the end of July, so, I mean, we're just wondering if that's going to be the time. So, no, we'll get it done. It's end of July. He should have been working out and training and getting ready, John. If you guys are going to sign him, why do you need to wait? Maybe he might surprise us this year, like he did that year with no, he dragged Kittle a little longer. Fred Warner was the fastest offseason high-profile signing we've had, isn't he? B.A. did what he needed to do this past season, pulled down 75 passes for a career high of 1,342 yards and 7 TDs. After receiving second-team All-Pro honors for the first time in a 4-year NFL career, he will be calling the Niners office and saying, you know what he's going to do, don't you? John, repeat after me. Show me the money. All right, John, you got it? Sing it. Sing it with me now. Show me the money. Yeah. Show me the money. I know he's going to do it. He's got to do it. They all do it. They got to do it. B.A. averaged 17.9 yards per reception, had a 71.4% catch rate, while earning PFF's second highest offensive grade for an NFL wideout at 91.5. Only the Dolphins' Tyreek Hill graded higher, 93.4. That's close, fam. That's boy. BA was right there. That's why he's going to want that BAG. With the sizable jump in cap space, the Niners are more likely to be able to keep Aiyuk for the foreseeable future. See, that's probably a done deal. Now from there, what are you going to do? Juwan Jennings. Yeah. Jennings may not have comparable stats to Aiyuk, but what JJ does best cannot be measured on paper. That is that beast, that fiend, that guy you look for when everything else is going wrong. Where is JJ? Bam! First down! Do you know 12 of his 19 total receptions during the 2023 season? First down, baby! Oh, God, I love that dude. Mrs. Jennings' baby boy is also vital to the success of Shanahan's run game. The dude is a workhorse out there. I already said, listen, if the 49ers win the Super Bowl, I'm sorry, but Juwan Jennings is the MVP. They would have gave it to Brock, of course, but Juwan Jennings passed for a touchdown. He caught a touchdown. The boy was instrumental out there all day long. Third down situations. Where is he? Mama, there goes that man again. Takes our PFF's tops outside zone blocking grade for an NFL wide receiver while on the field for 142 plays as a run blocker. Damn. This dude is always valuable. JJ's restricted free agent, which gives the 49ers a first right of refusal if another team makes an offer. Fam, they're going to do that, which worries me the most. If you're the Kansas City Chiefs, the New York Giants, who else has got issues? Oh, man. The Patriots. Ooh. Fam, make no mistake, this is nearly as important to the Niners as locking up B.A. Oh, man. See, he's not a lock. He is not a lock. Restricted free agent be damn. They got to match the offer. He goes somewhere and say, we'll give you $12 million right now. Y'all serious? Comes back to San Francisco. Damn it. Holy, and now what? See, I made myself worry again unnecessarily. Oh, they're going to sign him? Oh, other wide receivers, Ray McLeod, Chris Conley, the remaining 49ers wide receivers will enter free agency. Coach Shanahan has been impressed with both, but the Niners will probably be looking for improved production from Ronnie B. Ronnie, don't you go out there and do none of them things you did during the season, though, man. I'm telling you right now, you need to iron that stuff out. I wanted to slap the pee out you a couple of times, man. You really, but otherwise, Ronnie B is he's a good ball player. But Ronnie Bell as a returner, Danny Gray may be the deep threat. Both remain under contract until 2024. 49ers can make a savings right there. But Danny Gray, apparently, and my guess, is that Danny Gray has issues with blocking. Why hasn't he been out on the field? We could use him on all kinds of occasions. And you know that pass that Debo couldn't catch up with in the Super Bowl? Yeah, Danny Gray would have caught up with that. Oh, hell yeah. See, that's, okay. Defensive line, and this is the scary part, Pam. Niners deep front has the highest number of players entering free agency of any position on the roster. They're also the most expensive. Randy Gregory and Chase Young both will demand financially prohibitive numbers for the San Francisco 49ers. I know this, so I'm just thinking, Nick Bosa has already given his blessing on the fact if he can make a feasible deal for Chase, or even my brother. I mean, if you can, I'm fine with that as well. Because, Nick's not an idiot. He realizes what's got to be done in order to maintain a competitive roster. But there are a few other players that the club could target in line of the higher salary caps. Cleveland Farrell, of course, will return to action next season after successful knee surgery and is candidate for a short-term contract that could be beneficial for both sides. Farrell had a productive season after signing a one-year deal. It was $2.5 million. What do you raise him to, $5 million, maybe? You're going to get rid of some other guys anyway, right? Following 4 seasons with the Vegas Raiders, that was. Javon Kinlaw and Kevin Gibbons. Also, potential targets that could be affordable for the Niners to retain on a short-term basis. Kinlaw, who played a full schedule this year for the first time in his career, arguably was playing his best football during the long playoff run. You've seen that 99 flash on several different occasions. So, hey, did you catch yourself doing? Hey, that's Javon. I did as if Javon. I did that a few times this year. I was like pleasantly surprised. Re-signing with the Niners would be beneficial for Kinlaw, allowing him to show that staying healthy was not a fluke, as well as building his resume in order to earn a more sizable long-term deal in 2025, whether it be with us or somebody else. And yes, fam, I already know. I fell off the chair right here, Jack. I was sitting there reading along. Emmanuel Ogbah released by the Miami Dolphins. It is true. They did. And then I read the Dolphins have released EO today. The move will save the Dolphins close to $14 million in cap space if they cut him before June 1st. And if the team designates Ogbah as a post-June 1st cut, Miami can save $16 million against the cap. Miami signed him back in 2020. The boy ain't no old boy. And then I said the reason they cut him is because he's too expensive. We can't get him. It's not going to happen. It is as far. Has anybody heard anything about Drake Jackson? Okay, let's not get depressed. Defensive back, looks at the Niners released Isaiah Oliver with 1 season left on his 2-year contract today, and who didn't see that coming? In fact, I imagine he was packing up his bag as soon as he saw Wilkes was released. The Niners were, as you know, were hoping Oliver would become the starter in nickel situations, and he didn't give us 2 cents worth of work there. He appeared in all 17 regular season games for the Niners, but started only 6 times. That's because we had to. Mooney Ward and Demo Lenore are locked in as Niners starters. Quarterback, hey, Charles, my boy Demo. I told you, Charles. I told you before the season started. Back up off my boy. Yeah, I told you. Demo can play. And he didn't do nothing but get better and better all season long. Nobody threw down on Tavares any more than necessary. They didn't mess with Demo either. It wasn't until Mrs. Brown's baby boy Amber came rolling up in here. Anyway, Brown, he's healthy, and Talanoa Funga will be the starting safety. But the need remains for a nickelback who can give support to Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw at that second level. Take Sean Gibson, Logan Ryan, and Terrence Mitchell round out that group of defensive backs who will enter free agency. But it's more than likely for them the Niners will use their additional cap space elsewhere. Deshaun was supposed to, most likely he was going to retire last year. He came back and gave us another year just to see if he could get that ring. And, of course, that failed. Ambry Thomas, Sam Womack, and Darrell Luter remain on the roster and are candidates for increased playing time in 2024. You know how we're always saying that in the opening round of the 2024 draft, if John and Kyle call out any name or it's in any envelope up to Goodell to read, if it says anything other than an offensive tackle, I mean, and look at the offensive linemen, John Feliciano, Ben Barch, Matt Pryor, the only offensive lineman of the group who are headed to free agency. Of the free, Feliciano is the only one with significant playing time unless past season. But the thing is, he tore his ass after that public outing with teammate Spencer Burford on a social media after the Super Bowl. The Niners may choose to go in a different direction. I mean, how do you bring that back into a locker room where we preach harmony and goodwill towards you? But we ain't Philadelphia, but you got to be nice to your bro, man. And getting up and putting him on blast on social media, that was just not cool. Damn it, though. He's the best right guard we've had in a while, fam. That big, wide-body dude can play. And now because he's an idiot, they might have to say bye to him for ethical reasons. It's just, but the 2024 draft class is also rich in offensive line candidates, so maybe, which also lowers the odds of the 49ers re-signing their free agents anyway. Linebacker, both Warner and Greenlaw are the presumptive starters at the position, but with the timeline of Greenlaw's return from that Achilles injury suffered in the Super Bowl, it pretty much is uncertain, isn't it? A lot of guys come back from Achilles tears, and it takes forever to get back to where they were, if ever they do. Niners make it a priority to re-sign a player who knows the scheme. That includes Demetrius Flanagan-Folds. These guys are just average players, and Oren Burks are set to enter free agency, and linebacker is pretty not a position of strength in this season's NFL draft. What do you do? Well, both 49ers veteran linebackers should be an affordable option with a little more salary cap space. But, fam, let me tight end. George Kittle is the obvious starter for the 49ers, but both Ross Dwelley and Charlie Warner are set to become free agents. To add depth to the tight end, San Francisco drafted both Cameron Latou, and he pissed everybody off. He wasn't that good, and then he got hurt and left. And Braden Willis in 2023, but have yet to see much production from either of the young players. Most of the logical plan for the Niners is to develop their second-year players. That's what you do. That's what you draft them for in the first place. And they're going to save you money, and you know that you're going to farm them like we do, because we like to keep homegrown players. That's what we do, and that's why we don't look like the L.A. Lakers, the L.A. Rams. You just get every free agent out there. Come on in, man. Come on, I can pay ya. Come on in. See, and then a few minutes later, you ain't got no damn money. Better win that Super Bowl with that. That's a running a high risk. If you lose, like they almost did in the playoffs that year to us, then you what? You shot yourself in the face, neck, and boy. Ross Dwelley. You know what though? Let's see. Second-year players also re-signing Ross Dwelley's last 4 contracts with San Francisco have been 1-year agreements, so a return for RD can't be ruled out. Plus, everybody loves Ross Dwelley. Find somebody who doesn't like Ross Dwelley, besides the 49ers. I mean, they just don't like to play him. QB, of course, Mrs. Purdy's baby boy is the man. The Niners' clear starter will be tapped as his 2024 backup as the question remains to be seen. Sammy Darnold and Brandon Allen will be looking for new deals. Either or both are potential candidates to return on affordable contracts if they're going to return at all. Running back Christian McCaffrey is the reigning NFL OP of the year. is locked in through 2025. Good, thank you. And he will be joined by both Elijah Mitchell who come in. Elijah Mitchell's one of the most what he did this past season. He sat quietly, he didn't make no waves, and running backs rarely do. But when he had to be called upon to come and do something, boom, give you 8, 9, 10 yards. Jordan Mason, how they wouldn't let him play. But Jordan Mason had a couple of big runs. Didn't let him play. Maybe Kyle will incorporate a new program next year, and he'll actually take a little wear and tear off of CMC and let these guys get a little burn, because we used to run by committee, and that didn't hurt us. So come on, Kyle. You don't have to kill CMC. We need these guys. We're run first based offense. Niners likely will look to the later rounds of the draft to add depth after TDP didn't work out from being drafted way too early. We had 2 in a row in the third round, 2 in a row gone, and both of them went to Philly, amazingly enough, or ironically. As that was announced Tuesday, that TDP is over in Philly. Philly, what did you pick it up on our running backs, man? Aziz Al-Shar, he's already quoted and said he'd love to return to Tennessee. So I imagine there's no chance of that happening, but I'd rather have him than have to deal. I don't mind the newbies getting seasoning and coming on in and learning and getting better. Because normally, for some reason, we always hit bingo when we draft linebackers, right? But can they season behind a couple of guys that really know what they're doing? Another season or so? Big Show says Chiefs did fine without a fullback. They run a different offense though, Show. Our offense is you have to have a guy like that. By the way, Show, the Chiefs didn't really beat the 49ers in that game. The 49ers shot themselves in the foot again. We did that earlier. Okay. Hey, let's go on up to Bend, Oregon, where Matt in a second. Hey, Bobo says, does it matter who we get? Kyle, a lot of people lost faith in Kyle, and it's warranted. We've had double-digit leads every damn time. Look, let's go up to Matt. Let's talk. Matty. How you doing, Matty?
Hey, buddy.
Man, I ain't sitting back here, man. We got a little extra money to keep the guys we want to keep.
I know it's a beautiful sound, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? I'm telling you right now, because I didn't want to see BA leave, and I don't want to hear of another cap casualty that everybody says, "Oh my God, Jawan Jennings gone on over to the Chiefs." Oh my God, my biggest nightmare comes true. No, I could just
don't even.
I'd be sick.
Oh, buddy, that'd be horrible. No, it really was a sigh of relief because it really, I think for me personally, I think it's kind of takes a little weight off the shoulders, as far as like, who do you keep, So,
yeah.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good thing. I think we're gonna get some 49ers on the team that we didn't realize we were gonna get. I think it's gonna end up working out well.
Should be. We can't go nuts in free agency. But the Niners, they shocked me last year when they picked up
but it doesn't even matter because we had the best roster in the league this year and still failed.
Who is that? Is that Matty? Yeah. Hey,
no,
yo, fam, hold your line. We'll put you on hold. Hold your line because what we don't want to do is get a bunch of people talking. Matty, go ahead.
Oh, no, it's just kind of lost my train of thought, but not a big deal, yeah. No, I'm happy to see that cap go up, and it's just nice to realize that we're going to be able to keep a lot of folks, Yeah. So, and I'm just looking forward to free agency, see who we can pick up there. I think we're going to get some people at a reasonable price.
Yeah, a lot of people do like to compete just because you're a contender, so you're right.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's going to work out great. I'm just, yeah.
I mean, have you seen the list of some of the guys that are out there? Man, have you seen a list of some of the guys that are out there? Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's quite a group.
There's
a lot of ex-49ers out there.
Yeah, Mike Evans is out there. Aziz isn't out there. Well, Aziz is kind of Mike Evans of the...
Mike Evans?
Yeah, he's out. Mike.
Really?
Yeah, he's out there.
Ronbo's going to look to his right to see who's on the phone.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder if...
Matty, hold on a second. Guys, the way we do things to keep it organized so we don't have a bunch of guys talking at the same time, you got to hold and we'll get you in order, okay? So please, just hold. We'll get you, I promise. Okay. Go ahead, Matty.
No, that's crazy. So I wonder if he'll stay in Tampa. Who knows?
Probably not.
Maybe he's tired of being there.
Everybody's trying to reduce salary, So you get some guys are the highest paid guy. The highest paid guys, although I would think Mike Evans is part of the core in that team. He's been that way for a long time. They're getting rid of Baker Mayfield at the same time.
I think Tampa Bay drafted
Mike
Evans.
He's been there from day one. Mayfield's leaving with him.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so I don't know what they're going to do with that position.
Oh, wow. That ought to be entertaining off season. Whatever they're going to talk about that. That'll be entertaining.
I think the Falcons own the NFC South is from that move alone.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would agree. I'm curious to see what our division does. Seattle as far as coach, and just in general. Cap going up for everybody. So curious to see what everybody else does.
Yeah. People are already saying don't laugh at Seattle. I'm not laughing at them. I say, well, when they got Gino, I had to chuckle.
I hate them, but they always seem to sneak in there somehow.
I know, right? They're a good organization.
They're just good, or they're just good and lucky.
They're just good organization. They're solid. I hate to admit it.
Yeah,
but they know what they're doing.
And you think Cowboys are really going to continue to pay old trash bucket to throw the ball around?
Yes. Because first of all, it's just harmony in the locker room right now. You got players that are going out saying things that really reflect upon an organization that's in disharmony. And then Jerry Jones is still saying way too many things, and he's still running the team completely micromanaging. I mean, he's just not even – Jerry doesn't really want to win. I think for a business perspective, that's where he's coming from now. He knows he can't win the Super Bowl. I think he really realizes that.
No, and, he probably really doesn't honestly care. I mean, the dude's so rich. He brings in so much money with that organization. Like, win, lose, or draw, man, they're always they're stacked. I think they're like the number one team.
Yeah. Fan base is huge. So, money's huge. How many billion is Jerry out ahead of everybody else? We're talking about entire professional franchises on the planet.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
Jerry's.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll be fine.
Old Jerry's world.
Yeah.
So,
I hate him so much.
I think we got another nice little run at it this year, though, if we keep some of the gentlemen we've got.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna do just fine. I was looking at some of our home games. I'm like, looks like we got Kansas City at home.
Yep.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
That ought to be talked about for a while.
Yeah, I'm just worried about 20 games a year for the last. We've been in long seasons for a long time. I just hope the guys can handle it this year.
Long time.
Well, Manny, we're gonna go. I tell you, I'll be back Sunday and see if I can get in a little earlier. Today was a disaster.
All right,
I had to get in there. All right.
Well, yeah.
Appreciate you waiting for me.
Things can happen, man. All right, buddy. Have a good night.
Good night, man.
Night, buddy.
Yo, Aaron.
What's up, Ronbo?
Good, man. Yeah. Okay. Guys, again, I remind you, please, don't just cut in. We're going to get to you. The only way you can do this is to keep it organized. Can you imagine 4 or 5 guys trying to talk at the same time? Please, go along with the program. You're getting right to you. Hold on. Aaron, go ahead. Aaron?
What's up, Ronbo?
Yeah. We got more money than I thought we'd have. I think we got more money than everybody thought we were going to have. See, we got some guys we're going to have to let go. We got some guys you want to keep. Anybody you think that you could do without, Aaron?
Yeah, because I mean, I was very surprised that it went up, and I think they projected at first it was supposed to be around $243 million, but now it went up to $255.4 million. So, I mean, that's very impressive.
Yeah, makes life a little easier, doesn't it? Yeah. Because there was going to be a cap casualty. Somebody was going to get dropped, and we were all going to pass out. I don't know who that was going to be, but there was going to be a cap casualty this year. We've not endured that yet. The people we let go, we could afford to let go on maybe a couple of occasions. It may have been a little scary, but otherwise, I think we've been okay the whole time.
But yeah, I think from what I saw on Twitter, someone posted that the 49ers could restructure some contracts.
Yeah, and then there's that.
And they could possibly have $67 million or higher.
98 is a potential.
Yes.
Yeah. So you don't want to do that though too much, because if you do that, at some point you're going to end up having to pay it. You end up like the Rams, and all of a sudden the whole house just burns down. So they try to avoid that. Yeah. Because you're just delaying the payment, and that could be risky. They seem to handle that every year though.
Yeah, and but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see who we sign in free agency. Hopefully, we can sign, a right guard, and maybe draft an offensive tackle in a draft. So
yes, especially a tackle, or preferably get a guy that could play center and guard. And usually those guys, a guy out of Duke is supposedly the guy. We'll see.
Oh yeah, his name is Grant Barton.
That's
Man,
him.
he plays with. He plays with Nassius. And he could get up to the second level. I saw some of his film, and man, he would be. If he's there at
31?
Whenever we pick
31.
Yeah.
I don't think so. 49ers might have to move up if you want to get him, at least to 15. We got a lot of picks, and we don't have a roster that needs a whole lot of draft picks. I might think about doing that if I was John and Kyle.
But I say we may have to draft at least 2 offensive linemen. Kind of groom them.
Yeah.
Because Trent may have a year or 2 in the tank, so.
Yeah.
And we could possibly cut Jake Brendel because he's kind of old, but he's doing okay. But
well, Brindle wasn't really a big problem this year. He was okay. But it was to the right of Brindle where we really suffered the most. But as I said, if you can get a guard that can play, like we're talking about the guy from Duke, if you can get him, he can play. He plays center as well.
Yeah, I think that's what Daniel Jeremiah said.
Yeah, and I watched film of him playing center. He plays it. So yeah.
That's John and Kyle. Please draft some O-line.
See, they don't. You know what? Probably nobody wants offensive linemen more than they do. They watch what happened. They know they have a decent quarterback, right? And then you have to wonder. He was getting his brains beat out all year long. What would he look like with a little better pass protection? That's got to be going through their mind. So I don't. They're not. They get a defensive end. I'll be shocked in the first half or first quarter. Or should I first round?
The only offensive line we drafted is Aaron Banks.
Yeah, and he's okay. Yeah, he has his great days. He has a stinker here and there, but normally he's pretty consistent. So, and we're gonna go. I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna see you Sunday, and if you got time, and be looking forward to that.
All right, Ronbo.
All right. Appreciate you, fam. Have a great night.
You too, fam.
Yo, Michael.
Hey, Ronbo, how's your night going, buddy?
That's going all right. It's going all right. After hearing about they got a little extra money to spend, because I said, man, who are they going to let go? They don't have enough money for all these guys. Are they going to sign Aiyuk? I don't think so. So they're going to have to trade him. I was entertaining all kind of bad
Ronbo,
thoughts.
Ronbo, you know what February 23rd is the day. 3 years ago, my father passed away, February 23rd. 49, a lifetime fan, man.
Well,
Yep.
prayers
And he was
up to
the
Dad.
first one that met Steve Young when he moved to Connecticut when he was a little boy. He went to North Miami School, a little boy. That's how my dad used to play catch. That's how he met him. And since then, yep.
Yeah. He would have liked to
Yeah,
seen
so,
us
yeah.
win that Super Bowl, I bet, too. He's watching.
Yeah, like I said, I pulled out all the old Super Bowls that the Niners have books. You know what? As my dad says, keep the faith up. We still got a lot, and we're going to do good. We're already improved. For 2 years, Purdy already improved. And I think we got our man. Purdy's our man.
Yeah, he's seeing some offensive line.
I don't care what anybody said. Offensive line, I like. Now, the Duke guy, I agree with. We should get him because I have a friend that went to Duke. He says he's a good athlete. Like my cousin had a friend that went there. Yeah, he says he's a good athlete. Center, and he's an awesome man. If the Niners could pull out a trade deal, like you said, the top 15, that'd be our man. The Duke guy.
Yeah, if he doesn't get pulled
that's
first.
the man.
Yep.
Yeah.
We
And I think
drafted
we're gonna
31.
sign Aiyuk. Yeah. And Juice is not, like I said, Big Show. I don't want to get rid of Juice. I don't know why you want to get rid of Juice.
No,
You got to drink the juice.
No.
You got to drink the juice.
Guy's
Yeah,
important.
Shanahan likes to drink the juice. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Shanahan likes to drink that juice. No, we need
Expand
juice.
his role.
You
That's
know?
what we need to do.
Yeah. we need to put him out there a lot more, I think, for 2024. You know?
Hey, there's a couple games we don't win in the playoffs. That catch he made on the sideline, ooh, that was epic.
He must try. I wonder who taught him that ballerina. That's like tiptoe, like a ballerina. He
He's
must be
always
doing
had
ballerina
these
class.
skills. Shanahan just didn't call
He
on
must
it.
have ballerina. Maybe his wife teaches him that. Maybe his wife teaches him that.
Maybe.
Oh, honey, do this. Yeah, you never know. She's a beautiful looking woman. She makes those nice jackets I like. I love
Oh,
those
yeah,
jackets
right?
she makes.
Yeah.
I want one. I would love to get one from her. I would love to buy one.
I don't think
I
Juice is
love
a
it.
free agent,
But
either.
no.
I think he's still under contract. Anyway.
And else we got to give a shout out to Tony Wright, my man, right? And Sharon, all that. Yeah, no. Atlanta's going to look good. I think Atlanta's going to get their man. I mean, Kirk Cousins could be going there.
Yeah, the Tampa Bay's going to be out of it. They just got rid of two people they really need to compete.
Well, who they got rid of, Tampa Bay?
They got rid of Mike Evans, and also they got rid of Nick
Hey,
Bosa's
Atlanta,
favorite guy.
Hey, Tony Wright. That's the they go after that. You get Evans, you have him as a receiver. You need to get back that Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
There you go. Atlanta gets Mike Evans. Forget about it. Get quarterback. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Good quarterback with Mike Evans. You know Mike Evans, the beast. He
You know
will score.
you know he's going to Kansas City, don't you? See, this is the thing. When people irresponsibly let people like that go, you know they're going to KC. The whole league should be tired of KC's domination and dynasty. You know, don't do something
I
else.
bet that
Trade
guy
him.
Miami will leave. He'll probably go. I bet the guy that Miami will leave. He'll probably go to Kansas City.
Who?
The guy you said there was another guy that Miami Dolphins will leave. You said it was another player.
Oh,
right?
Ogba,
You said it was
the
another
defensive
guy
end.
Yep.
He's too
He'll go
expensive.
there. Maybe they're all going to join. Maybe they're all going to join the Swifty team.
And Taylor's going to play salaries now too. She'll be part owner. You know, she can afford to actually if she wanted to.
He could afford it. Don't be surprised if she doesn't put money in. You never know. She got the money. She could do anything. You know, the main thing is we got to focus on our guys. And like I said, we're Maryland Rams, draft Rams. I don't care what you say about Ronbo on your broadcast. Is the best, man. You guys need to keep that mouth closed, man, before I find out. I'm going to throw some cheeseburgers, man. Yeah, I don't like that when he talks bad about you and that part. It gets me mad.
You know what? I'm glad to hear he's talking about me because I don't talk to him anymore. I ignore his ass.
No,
he's in there talking all kind of dumbass. I mean, Vermeer could talk the stupidest crap in the world. His team's won two trophies in 70 years, and he's running around like he's representing the Patriots or something. Rudy, you're a joke. You're a joke.
He's a joke. He's a joke. He's not a Ram King. No. I think he wanted to be a Ram fan because I don't think he's a true Ram fan. I think he's lying about that.
His team is mediocre at best. They've won, and their legacy is worth nothing. He can expiration dates on the 49ers legacy all he wants. Nobody cares.
Atlanta's going to do better than them next year. I think Atlanta's going to take over the Rams spot. The Rams will be crying when they see Atlanta improve in the draft and free agency, just like the 49ers will. They're going to do great. I think we're going to go back in the Super Bowl again. I can see it.
Well,
I can see it.
A lot of things got to go
I hope
right.
this time we win it and we hold it with a good offensive line. Get Purdy some more protection so he can throw those bombs to Jennings or to Aiyuk. And maybe Debo if he's still around.
So,
I don't want to let Debo go because I'm afraid. I don't want to trade Debo. I really like to keep the core as it is.
Yeah. You know the story on Debo. If you trade him, you end up taking a dead cap hit that will just knock your brains out.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to trade him. No, I wouldn't want to trade him because we're going to hit that dead cap. That's the problem.
Yeah, he's also part of the tackle too. You don't want to get rid of Debo.
He's a part of the mission. No, I keep the guys that I got. Aiyuk and Debo and Jennings. I would keep those three. I don't care. And then get those offensive line in the draft, the Duke guy, maybe go after, if the guy from Georgia falls in the second round, the other offensive line, get the Georgia Sim guy. Get the Sim and you get the guy from Duke, 2 offensive line, 2 boom, boom.
Yeah.
Because they said Sim could fall in the second round, the Georgia guy.
He's not dropping in the second round. Too much is being said about him.
Oh, no, maybe it'd be late first, man. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm worried about early first round. Because good offensive linemen are hard to find, Michael. They're really hard.
Oh. It's hard to find. It's hard to find a good offensive line, Ronbo. It's really hard, buddy. It's really tough.
Well, we got to stop though. Let me see you Sunday, huh? Thanks for getting in here too.
You too, bud. Yeah, man. You too. You gotta have a good night. You and production. Have a good night, 49 Empire. Love you all.
Yeah, we all love you back, Michael. Night, fam. Bill. Red, you notice how I love you, let you get away with saying a lot of BS. I wish I could find you on another social media site. I'd beat you. Hey, Bill.
What's up, Ronbo?
Bill, man, we're sitting here looking at the fact that there's a few extra dollars in the pot that we didn't count on. We got some guys going to have to go, and some guys we're going to be able to keep. I don't think we're going to have any cap casualties this year. So what are you thinking?
I know you want to get a tackle or a guard in the draft in the first round.
Yeah.
But I have followed and I have listened. I have paid attention. Brandon Aiyuk wants out of San Francisco.
No, he didn't say that. Where did you see that? He just doesn't want to be.
It's on social media. His girlfriend's putting it out there that he wants out, and
listen, Bill,
he's gone. He's in 3.
Bill, we've been through this movie before. We know how it ends. Listen, everybody that doesn't get signed right away, you start hearing all kinds of crazy crap. It's not necessarily confirmed.
But Ronbo, like I said, we got a better wide receiver. 3 of them better good ones in the draft. Way better than Aiyuk. One of them being a 49er legend, Brendan Rice.
Bill, he hasn't got legendary status yet. His dad does.
I think he's good. He'll be good. He'll be a good one. And also, Megatron has a son coming in.
Really? Is he same build and stature of?
Yeah, Megatron's son's coming in. I think Marvin. I can't think of his name. He's coming in the draft. Another good legendary Suns wide receiver. So we got a good wide receiver crop. So if we could trade a few of our wide receivers to get the better. Holy motherfucking shit! We got.
Hey, go ahead.
We could get some good replacements.
Dallas Cowboys fan.
Yeah, I know they're panicking because I'm speaking. Don't speak of Megatron. He's got to go to Detroit. His son's got to go to Detroit. What if we get them both? What if we get Brendan Rice and Megatron's kid?
No,
would you be okay?
There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee they're going to be okay, though. Just because their dads were good doesn't exactly mean. Although I would like to see Rice's kid. Megatron's kid.
Man, he's good. He's good, and I think Megatron's kid would be good. And I really believe you say it's no guarantee, like they said Mahomes. You know, like they said of a few other quarterbacks, like Tom Brady. Tom Brady want to do anything? Ronbo, do we want to keep dreaming of a Super Bowl, or do we actually want to waste it? That is the question.
Yeah.
The O-line could be signed in free agency. We could also let's get some veterans in there. We don't need to get somebody on a chance on an O-line in the draft. We need to get some veteran O-lines, and we need to draft some good wide receivers, some young, cheap, talented wide receivers in the draft. We need to get those. That's what we need to get, because what I noticed in the Super Bowl, there wasn't a whole lot of guys getting open.
Oh, you know what, though? That KC secondary was a little better than anticipated. They were pretty good. McDuffie and Snead are just, them dudes are tough.
Debo Samuel, they would not be able to cover George Kittle. They would not be able to cover Brendan Rice and Megatron's kid. I'm sorry. We would have the green team. And on top of that, CMC. Because you would have to put him open. You would have to guard him. Then you leave CMC to run on you all day. Or you're stacking as a touchdown. Either way, you got to pick your poison.
You know, I really would like to get a veteran old lineman that's really done a good job somewhere. But he's going to cost you an arm and a leg, because good offensive linemen can cost you as much damn near as a quarterback now, because they're hard to find.
I think there's going to be some good free agent old linemen coming up. I really have faith that might happen. You know, we need to get some free agent signing of O-lines and some good corners, and we need to draft some good wide receivers in the draft. And get Brendan Rice and Megatron's kid, and don't let Detroit get him, because, you know, they're a wide receiver away from winning it all. You know that, right?
Who? The 49ers?
Detroit.
Oh, Detroit. They got a pretty good. Don't they have a pretty good receiving group?
They got a C or a D grade wide receiver. Megatron's kid would open up that pocket so big, we would have complications. That's why I said, you know, do that. We might even be able to get Joey Bosa as well.
You can't get everybody. You got one or two you can pick from. That's that Cowboy fan. Anyway, we gotta go.
Hey, you know what? Let me say something, Ronbo. You Cowboy fan out there, and all you Cowboys keep interrupting. You can only dream of a Super Bowl conversation. All right? You didn't even know his parents. The last time he made an appearance, my grandma was a cheerleader in high school. That's a goddamn butt.
Bill, we got to go. Hey, listen, tell you what, I'll be back Sunday looking for you, okay?
How about we sing Don't Let Your Mama Grow Up to Be Cowboys fans? Because this is what happens.
Bill, listen, you have a great night. I'm gonna see you Sunday, and we'll carry on. All right. Bill?
Niner shout out, Ronbo.
Okay. A Niner! Big Bill. Have a good night, Bill.
Yeah, boy fan. Bye.
Bye, Bill. And now we go to Tennessee, where Aziz Al-Shar has said it's a wonderful community. I don't want to leave it. He is the man, the myth. He is Papa Dragon. Pop.
I shit you not. Mama Dragon ran into Aziz at a grocery store this past week.
And did they have any conversation?
Running into people that you would not believe. She's run into Randy Quaid, Jeff Jarrett a couple of times.
Really?
Undertaker's wife was at Michelle McCool. She's running to her.
You're probably sitting there, why can't I have these run-ins every now and then? At least one or two here and there.
Because I don't grocery shop, Ronbo.
Oh, then there's that.
I go into a grocery store, I have $1,000 bill, and I come out with 2 bags of groceries.
It's frightening, isn't it?
It's not my thing. It's not my thing.
It's traumatic. You stand there embarrassing yourself at the checkout counter. What? Say-
I'm not afraid to admit it, man. It's not my thing. I couldn't tell you what anything costs. I don't know. I just
oh, you're doing yourself a favor. Don't look. Oh.
Speaking of cost, Ronbo. Speaking of cost, you realize, and this is what I think upsets some people. I know it does me about Juice. Is that as much money as he makes?
Mm-hmm.
Do you realize he makes more than twice? He makes about 60% more than the player he replaced, and the player that replaced him at the Ravens, who goes to the Pro Bowl every year. Picard. Picard makes about $3.5 million this year coming up.
What's the Ravens fullback? They still use one. What's the fullback name?
Picard. His name is Picard.
Oh, okay. I didn't really know.
I think he's number 42. He was like 6'2", 300 pounds, blowing holes to the line.
That's the thing. I didn't realize. I only noticed a tight end that Lamar really likes. He was out for a minute, but he came back. But yeah, okay.
I'm just saying.
You say 3 point.
I complained about this a long time, and no
3.5?
matter how much I complain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just think about it. I mean, Juice. We all love Juice, but keep this in mind. He ain't going nowhere, Ronbo. You know why he's not going nowhere? Why Debo's not going nowhere? Because they are part of the Cabo clique.
Here we go with that again.
He ain't going nowhere. He's already down in Cabo chilling. He's not going nowhere.
When they go to Cabo, he generally does pick up a round. Drinks on me, guys. Yeah, that'll get you a permanent spot for sure. I know.
Now, should he go somewhere? Yes, he makes more than every offensive lineman except for the man. He makes more, and in some cases, he makes a lot more.
Wait.
He makes
how much did you
8 times much more money than Brock Purdy. How much money he makes? You know how much does he play? How much does he play? Do you know that? He plays 42% of the snaps.
Yeah, that's not half, is it?
The 49ers. Yes, the 49ers star players. The only two that really play up to their contracts is Trent Williams and Fred Warner. The rest of these guys don't play up to their contracts. Am I wrong?
The thing is, you look at value to the team also. You got to factor that in.
No, I'm taking that into full account.
Yeah.
I am taking that into full account. But there's value to the team, okay, but there's also earning your paycheck.
Well, yeah.
Earning your paycheck on the field, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say, for example, what's that YouTuber Coach? He was like, go look at the tape. He said this months before, it got to the point that people started questioning Chase. He looked at it, and then I looked at it. I'm like, yeah, he takes plays off. He doesn't play hard every down. That's what he does. Yeah. I wasn't surprised to see him do it.
Really?
Everybody else got surprised.
Well, I was shocked on
occasion.
Off. Yeah, and when he showed up in the Super Bowl, that was pretty funny. I said, wait a minute, where's this guy been? That's Chase Young out there, isn't it? Look at him go now.
Yep. I think George Kittle could play better.
George is hurt. You know George is hurt.
I think he could. He may be hurt, but I'm sorry. When you're running your mouth in the Super Bowl and you're not playing to echo the whistle, the Super Bowl, and the man that you're blocking recovers the fumble because you're trying to talk trash to him.
Yeah, no,
or chit chat. Hey, George.
That was inexcusable. That was inexcusable.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right, this is what I want to know, Ronbo. You're a fan. I'm a 49er supporter. That's different. Yeah. That means that I can look at them unbiasedly and give them criticism, right? Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean I hate them. Doesn't mean I hate on them. I'm quite fond of all of them.
Yeah.
And Brock Purdy, I'm quite fond of him. I still think he's too small. I still think he doesn't have the best arm. Yeah. But I think that he is the quarterback that they should move forward with because quarterbacks are hard to find. I think he's probably 11th to 13th best quarterback in the league. Mm. And again, that can change because he's got to play over time. If he keeps playing the way he's playing right now, and he keeps getting better, and he keeps getting stronger. I have no doubt that he'll crack that top 10.
Well,
But will Shanahan hold on to him? And speaking of Shanahan, that's my point. My point is this. Let's say we do everything everyone here in chat says. We go get all the receivers we want. We go get all the offensive linemen because you know what? We're not competing against 32 teams in the NFL. You know what? We're not competing against 31. We can get whoever we want. They want to come to us, and we want them, and we have all this cap. We can do whatever we want. So let's say we do whatever we want. Let's say we get all the offensive linemen. Now let's say we get all the wide receivers. Okay?
Yeah. Do you have a problem with the wide receivers? Is that a position of need that you'd go? Is that a priority for you?
No. I'm saying hypothetical.
Okay.
Hypothetical. Let's say I'm listening to what everyone else is saying about what we need to do, right? And I'm not criticizing. I'm saying, okay, let's say we do what you say. Let's say we go get this guy's son and get this guy's son, and
that's
and
Bill.
We go get this person. I'm just saying, just in general, we go get all these people. Let's say we do that, and we get the offensive line. We draft who we want. They turn out great. Let's say we wind up with 3 Pro Bowlers on the offensive line.
Real quick, because we got to wind this up. Go ahead.
How does Kyle Shanahan improve? Is he going to improve?
I didn't see that one coming. No, you know what? And he is a topic of
No
conversation.
one's talking about the real problem.
I know. Double-digit leads. I don't. Okay. You know what? It's frightening. Bob. You know what?
I told everyone what was going to happen.
Bring him. Let's talk Sunday. Bring him up first before we go anywhere else.
I told you.
I know.
I want this conversation to continue. Everyone in the chat, everyone calling in, ask about Shanahan. How is he going to improve? How? I want to see it. Because that's the only thing holding this team back at this point with as much talent as it has. You cannot continue to blow Super Bowl leads and sit there and say, "Oh, I don't regret anything I did. I don't regret not, trying to score at the end of the first half."
Pop, don't be bitter. Listen,
I'm not bitter.
We're gonna come back Sunday, and I want you to amplify on this point. Pop, Sunday, I want to give me some options. That's all I've always said. Give me an option, though.
It's nothing about options, Ronbo. The option is this is what you got. If you bring in somebody new, you blow everything up. You're this close to the Super Bowl. Yeah. The thing holding you back is the coach. The same coach that goes empty on the goal line with a pulling center during a blitz who doesn't adjust the blitzes, Ronbo. Okay, I'm sorry, Ronbo. Thank you. Shout out to production. Shout out to the fam. I'm out.
Can I? What? It's going to get better. Is that song go, ooh, child,
I'm totally fine. I'm
things are going to get easier.
Dude, I am totally fine. You think I'm being negative, but I'm being actual.
No, I didn't say that.
I am being actual. How does he get better? I'm not bitter.
I agree. Shanahan is doing some things at the end that he has to be held accountable for, but yes. All right. Anyway.
All right. Last thing I want to say, Ron, I'm hanging up. Last thing I want to say.
You're going to have to because we're going to get hung up.
Shanahan wins the Super Bowl. He will win a Super Bowl as the Chiefs head coach. That's what's going to happen.
Night Pop.
Because the person with more power and more money than him will be telling him what to do. It's going to be the Chiefs. That's what he's going to win the Super Bowl.
Have a good night, Pop. And give my best to Bam Boom and Mrs. Dragon. All right. And get some autographs and from those people she runs into. All right. Night Pop.
Got it.
And, we can't ignore the elephant in the room. Because the head coach is supposed to be responsible. And like Jalen's always said, Ronbo, how many coaches will go to the playoffs that many times, lose, and still have a job? I can't even argue that point. All I say is I need an option. Gridiron ref. I'm sorry.
How's it going, Ronbo?
It's going, so every time somebody wakes me up to the fact that we're losing those games at the end and the spotlight immediately shines, darkness all around him, the spotlight shines on Kyle Shanahan. And I like Kyle, but I cannot defend him in these situations and those questions. Well, what do you say,
Well, I thought Kyle, I think he needs to get a little humility. I didn't realize, wow, he can't look at himself and accept the fact that, hey, he's made some bad decisions. And even through watching him, since he's become the head coach, sometimes he runs some boneheaded plays,
Mm.
and he runs the same plays, especially running plays, 2 in a row. And it's like, hey, you got a full playbook. You're this offensive genius. Don't run the same running play twice in a row. Never, ever do that. I don't care if it's 2nd and goal, 3rd and goal. You keep running that same damn running play. No. Change the play.
Yes.
You're supposedly an offensive genius. Throw in something else. You know what I think Kyle needs? And I think he might need an actual. that might help. That might help. That could be arranged. But what I think he needs, if he doesn't, he wants to be offensive coordinator. If he can't have someone who's got full-time offensive coordinator, he needs someone standing right next to him when he calls the bounce plays out. Hey, I'm going to run this. Guy goes, hey, he needs like an offensive strategist. Like, oh, no. We're not calling that. I think what you should do is call this play, make them think we're going to run it. We're in a running situation. Put in running personnel, right? Make it look like it's a run play, but we're really going to pass it on. Just someone to like remind him, you got to get more creative, because sometimes Kyle is not as creative as, everyone's, they blow smoke up his butt. Like, Kyle's this genius. He's this genius. And sometimes I just don't see it. Sometimes the play calling, I'm like, could have been more creative, Kyle, and then he doesn't ever want to own up to anything. He's just like, well, no, I didn't do anything wrong.
Ref, though, Kyle, and I read on him before he came, and Kyle likes to lull his opponent to sleep. Like boxers are laying on the ropes, and he's just letting the guy beat his elbows. He's beating his elbows. He dropped down to block his midsection so he can't get hit there. And then all of a sudden, he'll come out with this incredible jab and a right side haymaker, and the guy's beat down. We actually have seen that on a few occasions, where we sat there, we're pissed off. Kyle, why would you run that play, Kyle? It's 3rd and 21. You can't run the ball in this spot, And that's when I always like, what was that? What was he thinking? Those are the ones I question the most. But I know I see your point though. But he does that on purpose.
He does that on purpose, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense though. I don't know. Yeah, it's aggravating. But
it is.
Positive news is I like this big jump in the cap. I love it.
I
love this big jump. I really hope we get some shore up the right side of the line. A center, getting a center would be good.
Yeah.
Upgrade at center, upgrade on the right tackle, upgrade on the right guard. The draft is supposed to be deep this year for offensive linemen, so that's good for the draft. But we probably need to get a couple guys that have experience. They got some NFL starts under their belt.
Always with an offensive lineman. Always. You don't want to get a guy in there. Look at Burford. Burford's still trying to gain experience, and it takes an offensive lineman actually about 3 years before he can really be depended upon if he's any good at all. We got that one guy that we've had since he was a rookie. What's his name? He didn't call his name much last year. Maybe they finally released him, but they were grooming him forever. And I say if you're grooming him for 2 years and he's not showing any signs of being worth a damn, you got to let him walk and get some. He's taking up space at this point. So.
Yep. So, kind of like wide receivers. Wide receivers can't just jump in and be impactful. It's rare, except for that guy over on the Rams. That guy on the Rams they got. Nakua Puka.
Oh no, but he was good from day one. There's no waiting on him. Puka can play.
Yeah, that's rare. That's rare.
So, yeah, he really
especially at that level. What he's doing. Wow. That guy's amazing.
Yeah.
But
he's going to be good.
It'd be nice. Yeah, it'd be nice to see if we can get some offensive linemen, and I don't know, maybe we can get some defensive upgraded. We got 20 guys set to leave in free agency. So how many of those do you think we're going to keep? 10, half, or
which
how many are we going to?
Oh yeah, how many guys? You know what? I don't know where they prioritize positions. Those offensive linemen are probably gone, because they want to get some new ones. We got a couple of wide receivers that are probably. Ray may definitely be gone after that little mishap in the Super Bowl. You know how Kyle doesn't forget. Ray, dive your little ass on the ball. Oh my God, what are you trying to do? Oh, he's trying to pick it up. Oh my God, Ray. That's all you can think of, He was trying to pick it up. When Reed, he said, his first thing was just protect the ball. I'm not going to run it. There's no point trying to pick it up. Dive on the ball. Use your body. No, Ray was trying to pick it up. So Kyle's going to be pissed off. He's like that. He's very vindictive. Who else made a blunder? And he fired the coach for calling that play he called. Wilkes was out of here a few weeks later. He does. Kyle's evil when it comes to that. He doesn't forgive you.
Yeah. What do you think about the talk of maybe getting Bill Belichick on as a defensive coordinator?
Never going to happen. I would bet the farm. Not going to happen. Belichick needs full control of things so he can take full responsibility for everything. John Lynch would have to go. Kyle would have to go. He wants to take over the entire program, and he has a resume that says, I deserve what I ask for. I have got 6 of these things that you're trying so hard to get. And, that's where it would be. So Belichick's not coming back to the NFL unless he eases up on that policy. Ref, we do have to go, though.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Good talking to you.
Always good talking to you, Ref. I see you Sunday if you got time. Okay?
All right. Okay. All right. Take care. Good night, fam.
Good night. The hiccup was not due to me drinking alcoholic beverage. Stop. It's a big show. Ooh, it's a big show out tonight. Show. Come on in, show. This is your time of year.
Greetings. Greetings.
So,
for the first time tonight, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No. I want you to go ahead, but amplify on the getting rid of juice. Pop came in and made a good case for you. So if he was your Boston-style lawyer, he did a good job. But go ahead.
We would make a good team in a prestigious firm. Pop and I, because we aren't afraid to say it like it is. We aren't afraid to. We don't give a shit about people's feelings, and it's a business, and it's not personal. But I can unequivocally, confidently say tonight on your program that Bill Belichick, Pete Carroll, and Joey Bosa will not be San Francisco 49ers. People need to get that dream out of their head.
Damn right. That's not going to happen.
They will never.
I swear to God, if you say one word about Kirk Cousins.
I've never said anything about him, okay? In a while.
Well, it has been a while. How do you remember that?
Anyways.
That goes back years. Okay, go ahead.
But you know me, Ronbo. I am all for embracing change, embracing new faces, new places, and looking forward to the future. Some of these core guys have been with us for almost 8 years now, since Kyle Shanahan has been here.
Yeah, he brought juice with him. Yeah, that's true.
It's clearly starting to show that Father Time is starting to catch up with some of these players. Kittle's been dealing with the knee tendonitis all season.
Is that why he looked like he did this last year? Because he seemed like he never.
That's why he went into the locker room during the Super Bowl because of his knee issue.
But he pretended like it was his arm or his shoulder.
Yeah, or I don't know. But Father Time is catching up with him.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of
Father Time is catching up with. Father Time is definitely catching up with Trent Williams. But he said he's going to be back this season. He's got one more season left in him, I believe. Kyle Juszczyk and George Kittle are free agents after this 2024 season.
Yeah, they probably will be resigned. You got to let them have this year just for that reason alone.
I mean, what's wrong with getting rid of one of them before the beginning of the season, like Kyle Juszczyk, for example? I mean, we already have Deebo Samuel and CMC. Like, where's he been all season?
Yeah,
I haven't really heard much of him.
42%. Well, he made some spectacular plays coming down the stretch.
Well, that's unacceptable.
We also haven't heard anything from Deebo except for Philadelphia.
Yeah, him too. Yeah, there you go.
Well, you guys,
some
of my favorite
between him and Sauce Gardner And the only time we heard about him in the Super Bowl is when he went down when his hamstrings caught up to him again. All the time is creeping up to him, starting to creep up to him.
In that case,
even though he's only 28, but
he was
he's
old when
worn
he came
down.
to us. His hamstrings were
Yeah,
always bad.
yeah. But you know me, I'm all for embracing change and embracing new faces and new places, and that's why I don't get why some of these people on here that call on here, oh, why do you want to get rid of this player? We need to keep him.
No,
for
so
what?
I can touch upon that, though, because the thing is, you're going to replace him with who? Because what he does do when he's out there is highly productive. Now, if you bring somebody in that's dragging ass worse, now what? It's a risk.
You know,
a lot of teams.
It's a risk, exactly. But, I mean, it's a risk keeping the older players too. They can go down, and then what? We're screwed again. And that's why it's a lot more difficult to reach Super Bowl this go around if we continue on with the same old injured squad that we have now. Because we've got like another 17 tough weeks and tougher games this coming year. We have the Kansas City Chiefs on Thursday Night Football. We have the Buffalo Bills.
Night. Oh my God.
We have the Buffalo Bills. We have the Detroit Lions who are up and coming. We have Aaron Rodgers coming to town.
Jets. We're playing the Jets this year.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough schedule. And look at the Packers; they got younger, and they're clicking on all cylinders already. You know, like there's nothing wrong with getting younger. Christian Watson's balling out, and
yeah, he's a hurt guy.
Hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. But as far as Brandon Aiyuk goes, if we end up, I have a gut feeling that we're going to be ending up doing a DeForest Buckner on him and getting a late teen, early teen pick in the draft and replacing him with either a wide receiver or a right tackle, which we need to take a page out of the Chiefs playbook and dismantle that offensive line from center on right, because it has been disastrous all season with those guys right there.
We didn't win
center on right
6 this year. If somebody checks Chris just a little bit, Jawan Jennings is wide open. And not to even mention, he would have had time to go look to his left, and it was Aiyuk running wide open. But no, all he could see was Chris. That big, massive hunk of meat was in front of his vision. And, oh, man. I said, you know what? That's just, God, Jesus Christ, why didn't they pick him up?
You know, when the Chiefs lost the Super Bowl to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that is exactly what they saw was wrong with their They saw what exactly was wrong with their offensive line, and they tore that thing down to the studs from the left tackle on down to the center, on down to the right guard, on to the right tackle. They drafted Creed Humphrey, I believe. They drafted Trey Smith, that right guard that everyone was afraid of because of his heart issue. And they signed some free agents, Joe Thuney and the new tackles that they got, and look where they are now.
What's that big dude from Oklahoma?
And that's exactly
that I wanted. Was he still over in Kansas City? They just
no, I think he traded him. I think they traded him. Yeah, Orlando Bloom, you're talking about, right?
Yeah, Orlando. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we need to do is take a page out of their playbook and retool that. Right. So we need to draft better depth on our offensive line, and we need to sign a couple of starters that are worthy of our money and starting on that side. Actually, ESPN had Robert Hunt from Miami, the right guard, as a potential fit.
So can you imagine? Get 2 first-round picks. You get that guy you're talking about, and I give you all the credit in the world for picking out talents, and also get that kid from Duke. What do you think about the guy that Duke was talking about?
I haven't really looked into him, but I'm more looking at J.C. Latham, the right tackle from Alabama, and also the right tackle from Oregon. Talise, I forget his last name is Samoan. It's a little hard to pronounce, but I'll send it to you on Twitter. I'll DM you.
All right.
On Twitter about it. And yeah, like we just clearly need to draft better offensive line depth and also running back depth, because I'm sorry, but Mitchell and Mason, no, they're not cutting it. I'd like us to bring in Antonio. Yeah, I like us to upgrade Mitchell with Antonio Gibson in free agency. Him and CMC would be a perfect 1-2 punch.
All right.
He catches the ball out of the backfield and on the right and left hashes and breaks through tackles and is a speedster. He was a converted wide receiver to a running back, so Antonio Gibson.
All right. So we got to pull up. We got to pull up. Well, I'll
Yeah,
tell you what.
but yeah, the bottom. My point is, you gotta give up a little to get more.
And get better.
You know,
right?
like,
Right.
yeah, there you go.
Point taken.
And
Point
stop
taken for
bringing
sure.
back the same crap because it's not working. I mean,
So we were
embrace
one
change,
offensive
embrace
block,
new.
one block away from doing it all. I still blame that on one chance missed. Damn it. Anyway, show.
That's what I'm talking about. The offensive line. Stop bringing back the same crap and embrace it.
Yeah.
Embrace change. Embrace new people on that side. Like we need it. That's our problem.
Yeah. Well, you might not see Burford
so
and Ray anyway, because they were
good.
the prime candidates.
They need to go.
In losing
Send pink slips to Burford,
game.
McKivitz, and Feliciano.
McKivitz actually
pink
did.
slips to Burford.
Yeah, he gave up too many pressures.
No, Ronbo, come on.
No, he gave up way too many pressures. I
wasn't
almost
going to press him at all.
I
No.
agree. All right, Joe.
Yeah.
Let me see you Sunday.
shout out to
Always
everyone.
enjoy
All
your
right.
input.
Take care.
Right? All right, Phil.
All right, take care.
Casey, we're going to bring Daniel Brunskill. He's got to be, because Casey's got, I'm sure Casey has him on his friend list. Hey, Casey.
What about Brunskill?
We're going to bring him back because we need you to negotiate a contract.
Oh,
with
I
him
hope so.
Because you and him are good friends.
Man, that would be great.
You know? Because
what I've been saying this whole time, Ronbo, you know, we searched far and wide for the best 49er takes. Maybe it was here all along, Ronbo. Brunskill was.
You know, the guy was reliable. He was consistent. Every now and then he had a faux pas. But how many guys on our offensive line don't have those? Even Trent Williams messes up badly at times. It's not his play. Well, he'll miss a tackle every now and then, but very rarely. But it's the flags, Trent. The flags that you get at the most unopportune time. That's offsides, number 91. That's a 15-yard penalty. No, holding.
Oh, God.
That's a 10-yard penalty. On first down.
Now we're
like first and 20. I know. God, Trent.
Well, Ronbo, I'm not here to talk about missed opportunities. I'm here to talk about the San Francisco 49ers.
You got more money. More money, more money, more money. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, did I hear you correct in saying that Papa Dragon said something like they need to let Juice go?
Yeah, Pop, both him and Shower had enough of Juice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Well,
Brock O'Niner says Big Show even hates Jesus. So, you know, what do you take that
Robert, do you think if the 49ers win the Super Bowl that Papa Dragon calls in and says they need to get rid of Juice?
Him and Big Show, they'd have
just
to
off
say.
the top of my head.
No, you're right.
Juice
It's a good
was there
question.
on the first drive of the game. You know, I mean, there was I saw this guy, he made this alternate catch on Juice at like 2 receptions. He had it in like the first quarter or whatever.
Yeah, no, Juice made some miraculous
Juice showed
catches.
up, man. Juice was in the Super Bowl, man.
Up. Yeah. I need Christian McCaffrey to get that touchdown on that first drive, and that would have changed the complexion of the game from that point.
They needed that so bad, man. The 49ers needed that Super Bowl so bad, man.
Didn't they?
We got people calling in saying they got to get rid of Juice now.
That's the kind of thing this brings.
He's like one of their best players, man.
He does a dirty work, and everybody doesn't know.
Rid of Juice.
People don't notice what he does. They don't know. Juice is doing a lot of things in there that don't go down on. There's no stats for what he does most of the time.
Ronbo, I'm not kidding. I get rid of Debo before I get rid of Juice.
Damn, you know that's pretty special. You know, Debo, man. Last year was not his best effort, was it? The year before was better.
I just think that from a proprietary position, like, from a proprietary set of skills, like, standpoint, that's Juice all the way, man. There's really no one else in the league like Juice.
There's nobody.
We interrupted that.
Not
to
many
make
teams.
the correction that Papa Dragon did not say get rid of Juice. He said Juice is not going anywhere because he's a part of the Cabo crew. Stop hating. Stop
Get off my line, man. Get off my line, man.
Stop hating. Stop
You already had your 50
putting words
minutes
in
to
my
say,
mouth.
man.
Get
off my line.
Case, go
Put
ahead.
words
Say,
in my mouth. What am I gonna do?
Debo, Debo. Poppy stands corrected. Okay, we stand corrected. Thanks, Pop. Yeah.
Imagine how Papa Dragon is still telling people that he's not bitter. Damn it, Pop. You know, Aaron is ignorant, man. You are so
My bad.
ignorant, man.
My
You're
bad.
so ignorant,
Okay,
man.
I'm sorry. I apologize. You know why
Get
I
your arrogant ass
apologize?
off my line, man.
Do you know why I apologize?
That's guys.
Do you know why I
Nigga.
I want to apologize to you personally?
Go ahead, Pop. He's listening.
Are you listening?
He's listening. He's right here. Go ahead.
Are you there?
Casey doesn't want to acknowledge you. Go ahead.
Are you there?
Of
Pop!
course I'm here, fool. This is my time, man.
Go ahead, Pop. Hurry up. I knew. I had a feeling you were going to do that. Pop, get off. Get off the phone. All right. Casey, where were we?
Dumbass.
Go ahead.
Man, go back to Tennessee, man.
No. Tony, he did not say Nick Bosa. Show didn't say anything about Nick Bosa, did he? No.
How does this guy even get back on the line? I thought you could only call in once.
No, yeah, well, yeah, you, that's our system is set up so you, if
Oh my God! If there was one person to do that, it would have been Papa Dragon.
well, it could have been
Oh,
it could have been our man from the UK. Jack loves to do that too. But go ahead, Casey. Finish that. We're going to run out of time here. What else you got to add?
Exactly. You know, Ronbo, it's just a Friday night. You know, just calling into the Ronbo Sports Show.
Always an adventure. But, you know, we're going to get better. Because Jed's probably given, he's called the guys in on the rug. John, Kyle, listen, you know, guys, I'm real patient. And, you know, I've trusted you throughout this process. But I need to tell you, I'm very disappointed in the fact that I'm not looking at putting in a 6th trophy. So I'm hoping you're as urgent about this matter as I am. Corporates always talk, right? So, you know, they're sweating. They know they got to get this done. Although I'm worried about the tiredness of this team, though.
Robo, I don't know if the 49ers are sweating. As far as I can see, Juszczyk is in Mexico, so that means Kyle's probably in Mexico.
Cabo.
And, I mean, this is what the team does, you know?
I mean, they're probably loaded.
I hope they show up hungry next year, man.
You know, the guy's got a party
That was
right
my
now.
whole thing with That was my whole thing with Jimmy. Is I never thought Jimmy was hungry, man. You know, I think Purdy's hungry.
Yeah.
I think we need to get Purdy up there next to Montana and really run it back next year.
Because, like you're saying, Purdy needs that payday. He's going to stay driven until he gets it. Now, that's what worries me the most. These guys get paid, and all of a sudden, the eye of the tiger disappears. So, hopefully, they don't sign him until they absolutely have to.
From the get-go, I said, I hope George's maturity doesn't take over his talent. And at one point in the Super Bowl, man, when he was joshing around with the guy.
What are you doing, George? Stop clowning, because George loves to clown. He doesn't know when to quit clowning. That's the problem. I didn't know that.
I don't think that's a problem.
What I mean about clowning is stop talking to that guy and play.
Yeah.
This is live, George.
Until the whistle. Until the whistle.
You know?
What are you doing, George? But, you know, I think even if Purdy when Purdy gets paid, I think it'll be fine. I don't think he's built like that.
I want him to get paid anyway. He's driving. What's the name of it? Biggest tractor company in the world? Anyway, he's doing commercials for them as well now. He's sitting up John Deere. He's sitting up big on a John Deere tractor. I imagine he's got his uniform on. You know how farmers of America will love that. Case, we're gonna go. Yeah. Let me. I'll see you Sunday. Case, I always can't wait for you to get in here. Let's talk Sunday.
Thanks, Ronbo. I saw a Kansas City fan at the bus stop the other day. I yelled out, "Hold him!" I
Did he look
we should
up?
all start doing that.
And act like you're coughing.
Holding.
Holding.
You know.
Good move.
Oh, man.
All right, Case.
All right, Ronbo. Thank you for the time. Always a pleasure. Thank you for the Brunskill, good Brunskill energy or whatever we're calling it. And I'm gonna go eat a nice slice of pie.
There you go.
Over here, and I swear, man, I'm gonna send Papa Dragon's candy ass back to Tennessee.
Pop's a good guy. He's just playing. Anyway, I'll see you Sunday. Okay.
He's not a bad guy, Ronbo.
Nah,
he's
you
good
know
evil,
it. You
everyone.
know it.
Except my dog. There's not a bad dog.
Hey, so I gotta go. I'll see you Sunday. Hey, yo, Steven.
What's up, Ronbo?
Steven, you know, the cap. I say it's the only good news we've had for a long time. We're not having to pinch
Greatest news we've
pennies.
had in a while.
Yeah, with the cap moving up to a place where nobody saw that coming, and then as I said, we got to thank Tay for bringing in $300 extra million to the NFL. And hey guys, you know what? We got a couple extra bucks. Let's go ahead and share the wealth. So we'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there was a benefit to her being at the Super Bowl, I guess.
She's gonna get more. She's gonna get more camera shots next year than ever. Watch, if indeed she stays with Travis, because Taylor's not guaranteed to stay with any guy now. She's got a trail of dudes, but go ahead.
Man, that's the story for another day. I'm glad they cut Isaiah Oliver, though. I think we can all rejoice that he's gone.
Only save a couple million, but still.
Still, I mean, that we're good. We're happy because he sucks.
Mm-hmm.
He can't guard worth shit. He couldn't guard a wet paper bag.
And crashed it. And you know how serious he was, Stephen, because they still have to play dead cap on him. And the 49ers don't like to do that. They'd rather keep you. It's cheaper to keep you. So they didn't.
But,
hey, Steven's making words. I love it. All right.
Yeah, I know. He's excited, Ronbo, only because, let's be real, though. Let's be absolutely honest with ourselves. So if we were to trim the fat, because we're gonna start doing that, I want to say come May. We're gonna start trimming the fat on the offense and on the defense because we want more power. We want more power. We're good. Definitely re-signing Brandon Aiyuk. It's looking more and more like that's going to happen now because the cap got raised. But we need that offensive line. And can we trust rookies straight out of college to do good against?
Yeah, I know.
The NFL. Can we trust that process? That's the shitty part. And then the defense needs some revamping. If we want Aziz, he can want more money.
Yeah, Steven,
if we try to go for.
Do you know what's the offensive line when they come out of the draft? What do they use what's the standard rate of pay for them?
Garbage.
Yeah. So you know what?
I mean,
you can actually get those two kids out of the draft, and maybe go ahead and pursue an offensive lineman worth a damn and let them be groomed because Trent Williams is leaving soon.
Yeah. Williams is leaving soon. Feliciano is leaving soon. And who do we got left? Nobody, really.
Steven,
it sucks because...
What if you got Feliciano to come in front of everybody and apologize for his actions after the Super Bowl? I actually wish they'd re-sign him. That boy, the dude was not bad.
He's not bad, Ronbo, but the problem is he shot himself in the foot. He did exactly what you're not supposed to do.
I call for a big dinner, make sure the Feliciano's there, make sure Burford's there. All right, guys, you tap the glass. All right, Feliciano has got something he wants to tell us all, as well as Spencer. Go ahead. When he gets up and he apologizes for his actions, and I don't want to bring that kind of rhetoric or that kind of rot to this locker room, and I do apologize for my actions. And if I could get your forgiveness, it really would be appreciated and that type of thing. I've already told Spencer how I feel. If he goes on and gives a speech of how he has actually seen the error of his ways, and maybe we could keep him.
Well, I'm hoping so. I mean, it would be cool to have, but it's like, we've got a lot more things to worry about because
that's true.
Season, Ronbo, is it. That's it. There's no more like, we'll get it next year. No,
the window closes if it didn't already. Yeah, you're right. 3 years, 20 years, 20 games into each three. Last 3 years, they played extremely long. That's got to be wearing them out. But, yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, because you also got to look at it like this. George Kittle, he's going to be coming up soon on contract.
And he'll be hurt.
We got Kyle Beck, who is going to be coming up soon on contract. We've got who else on that contract that is going to want more money? There's Eric Armstead. There's going to be just nonstop Fred Warner. We already signed Fred Warner to an extended deal. But we've got the rookie deals that we got to sign. Like, look at Demo Lenore, who has been doing really well for himself. You've got to pay Brock Purdy for completely turning that offense completely around, complete 180. And then you got to pay damn near almost everybody the good money. So this is it. It's either all or bust, and it's going to be a shitty feeling if we squeak out another loss, another losing season. Because
Oh,
regardless if we get to the Super Bowl or not, Rumble, if we don't got the ring, it's a losing season.
I know.
You know,
Especially for this team because they've been there too many times to that edge.
yeah.
You can't keep going to the edge.
And this is why I have this theory that I think, because I don't think the Niners are ready to pursue internally for a DC. I don't think there's
Really?
anyone that
What?
can fit the bill.
So you think they're going to go outside looking for a DC?
From what I'm understanding, from what I'm picking up, it looks like Pete Carroll might be the option.
Are you
And
serious?
this is why, because Pete Carroll was originally with the Niners prior
Way
to him
back
being a
when.
Seahawk,
Yeah.
way back in the day. So, and if there's anyone who understands the defense, our defense better than any other outsider, it's going to be Pete. Because not only does he know
That's why he used to
what
beat us.
kills
Yeah.
us,
Mhm.
and it's also the reason why he can't beat us. So he knows the ins and outs better than anybody because he plays us twice a year the past 6 years.
It was
You know,
one of the
he's-
people
he's-
that authored
he's-
that
he's
whole
still-
defense. Exactly. Yep.
So, and it's crazy too because we thought the same thing about Sherm. We're like, oh yeah, you know, we don't want Sherm. We hated Sherm. He talked hella shit about us. But it's like he was the best thing to happen on that defense since, you know, he was with the Seahawks. He was our greatest asset. Unfortunately, his age caught up to him. And that was the end.
Well, see,
But
that's why
I really think
see, that's why he can't come because Pete's probably through playing. He's probably through with football, wouldn't you think? Well, yeah, maybe just in that capacity, maybe he won't wear him out because he still looks pretty lively on the sideline.
Yeah, because you think about it, Ronbo. Think about it. Pete Carroll on the same team, on the same side as Kyle Shanahan. If Kyle fucks up, we have a DC who has been to the Super Bowl and has won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. He still
And
needed-
who's our main direct rival. That's going to light a fire under his ass. Like, I'm not going to fuck up anymore.
But Pete doesn't do offense. He still needs an OC. Anyway, Steven, we got to go. I get back here Sunday, and I know you will because I always love waiting. There's certain few I can depend on every time they come on in and talk some ball. So you know, you in Rome. I'll see you guys Sunday. You might miss Steven too.
Oh, absolutely. I'll be here Sunday, talk some rock, and go from there.
All right. Thanks, Steven. Thanks, fam.
Ronbo, have a good
See you Sunday. All right. Night. And the Big Show says, I don't hate Jesus. As Barack. He said, I recognize he gives me my breath and I said nothing about Nick. I said his brother Joey won't be a 49er. Don't mind JJ. He just hates everyone. Hello. Yo, Ellis. So, you know, you're just a lightning rod for fun stuff, you know. Ellis! All right, that was... Uh-oh. Yo, Jalen! Still mad as hell.
Ronbo, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Jalen.
Ronbo, as long as Kyle Shanahan is the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers, he will not be winning the ring with us.
I'm starting to look that way.
And I
for
mean
sure.
that. I mean, if you can't get it done with that team, I don't know how you can. Ronbo. I mean, that team isn't going to get any better because it's old. It's a veteran team. They're going to start to digress.
Yes.
I mean, once again, here we go, Ronbo. We got fans coming in here. Oh, Ronbo, the grass is greener on the other side. You just got to stay positive. Life gives you lemons. You make lemonade. You did something thought that worked. Get back on it. Ronbo, who cares that Kyle Shanahan lost another ring? As long as we're in the hunt, that's all I care about. As long as we're in the race, as long as we at the end of the season can say, man, we made it there, we're fine. Ronbo, that's not enough.
No, it's
not. That ain't enough no more. It's not enough no more. And if that's the case, if all we want is to be able to say, man, we're competitive and we're there, I'm not saying I don't want Brock Purdy, but why did we get rid of Jimmy G? He kept us in the NFC Championship game. We could have just built the offensive line around him. But what did we do? Go out and win and try to get Trey Lance. Wasted 3 years of first round picks. Now we got a bad offensive line again.
That's got to stop now, though. Oh, I'm so with you. I mean, Kyle Shanahan, if you guys come away from that draft with anything but offensive linemen, oh, everybody needs to be belt whipped. That's just really bad. That's really bad. Jalen? Jalen. Jalen, we lost something. Your functioning is probably. Not. Jalen, go ahead and work that out. Let's see if we can. We'll have to come back to Jalen when he fixes that. It goes in and out on him like that. Production seems to think you're still there, Jalen. Yeah, you know it's the Kyle Shanahan argument. It's going to pick up volume. Most likely by week 5 or 6, if we're not 4-1 max minimum, there's gonna be a lot of there's a boy that 49er Brian, get on in here.
My main man, what's up?
Man, you know, it's like I'm loving the money. Yeah, Brian, you know what's so funny though? Even though there's good news, we still being in the situation we're in, having watched 2 Super Bowls get away from us in the last minute. We're still pissed off. And how many times can we be pissed off like this before we start doing the Dallas Cowboys? Start grabbing $3,000 and $4,000 TVs and throwing them to the floor, you know? Hey, you know what? Brian, I tell you right now, I'm never going to get that pissed off. I'm never going to do it.
Ronbo, I can't afford to destroy a TV anymore. They're too expensive.
They are, man. Every time I see them do that, have you lost your damn mind? It's a game. What are you going to do now for a TV, you idiot? You going to go pay that again?
I just bought like a 60-some plus inch TV. Do you think I want to break that baby? That's my toy, man. I don't want to bust that up.
Get that easy chair. Just sit back, pull that knob, and get that big view in front of you. I don't care I do care about losing the game, but I'll be down. I'm going to sit there and look up at a blank wall after the game's over to add to my misery. Forget that. Yeah. That's why I know it's fake.
That and Mel Brooks movies. Oh boy, they're fun.
You know, Mel Brooks was legendary. Yeah.
What I wanted to say to Papa and Big Show is, you know, you guys, I love you, but you're always hating on Kyle every time you talk. Every time you're bringing up the draft that we need to get rid of this guy and this guy and that guy and this guy. Okay, Ronbo. So we go through what does Kyle do with rookies?
He usually makes them sit down.
Yeah. So we're going to draft a bunch of rookies and just have them be bench warmers? Is that what we're supposed to do?
In fact, it's a good point. I'd like to see some kids come in and learn behind the vets, but just get rid of my starters and bring in rookies. That's not going to work anyway.
No. What I love about our team is we draft really well. We always have. We develop players. They get really good. And then, you know, what happens. We don't have the cash to pay for everybody. Like Papa Dragon and Big Show always point out, you can't have feelings in this game. You can't have favorite players, which I think is baloney. You can have all that.
I always do.
You just
they
can't
say you shouldn't do it
attached.
because it's unhealthy, but I can't help myself. I still do it.
Dude, I love George Kittle.
Me too.
He's the man.
I mean, George is all entertaining. He messed up this year talking to that guy too much instead of focusing.
He did.
Yeah.
But you don't think he's going to own that next year? All the shit talking he's getting right now?
Yeah, because he is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. And then I don't like the fact that I love George. George is my favorite player. But I don't like the fact that he hangs out with Kelsey during the Super Bowl.
They're good buddies.
Yeah. I don't care. When you're playing football against the other team in the Super Bowl,
he's the enemy.
You're not friends. Be friends in the off season. Be friends in the off season. Yeah. I mean, that bothered me. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, they're sharing money from Tight End University, so you know they're in cahoots together, raking in extra cash. So you know.
Right. I just don't see the point of, okay, if we can draft a really good rookie, fine, do it. But why not keep the guys that are like Aiyuk? Aiyuk and Purdy have a connection. Have we not seen it all year?
Yeah.
Are you telling me you're going to bust that up? That's crazy. Our team will not be as good without Brandon Aiyuk. Now, somebody in chat tell me I'm wrong. When Brandon Aiyuk leaves, we're going to be a better team.
No,
I don't think so.
Yeah, Happy is. I mean, Ronnie B. I should say. Ronnie B. is not. Yeah, I don't. He can't fill those shoes yet. He may be better next year, but no, Aiyuk. I mean, he was second in the league as far as efficiency. No, you don't get rid of him.
No, and same with Juwan. We got to keep Juwan.
Oh God, he's important.
Got to keep Juwan.
Let me ask this question because we're probably going to do it at some point anyway. If you have to give up one or the other between JJ and Debo, and you have to do it, not saying that it is, but
Debo,
I know
Debo's gone.
All of us would agree. That's one thing we'd all agree on. Yes.
Debo, I love Debo. Don't get me wrong, but I'm going to pull the
JJ.
big show and not get attached here. Debo is hurt every year. I mean, teams think that we can't win without him. We can. We have. Yeah, it's tough to win without him, but we've got other guys that can step in. Am I wrong?
No, you're not. Truth has been told. You know.
I mean, usually, if this is what I've noticed, when Debo goes out, Juwan
comes alive.
Steps it up, does he not?
Yeah, because
he does.
Because he takes on that responsibility. He's got to fill the void if that's his mentality. Since the star is taking a seat for a minute, so Juwan comes alive and becomes invincible out there. I love it. Runs great route.
Ronbo, Ronbo, if we could, and I know we can't, I'd trade Debo this year, but I know we can't.
Well, the dead cap would be.
I know.
There's no savings.
I don't think anybody would want him, honestly, because he's always hurt. He's hurt every year.
You might not get a first.
I mean, I love him, but
like a lot of people think. I don't know. It's hard to.
I don't know either. And have you noticed too? Debo reminds me a lot of when Kaepernick played. You know, Kaepernick was huge when he first came out. He was running everywhere, and then teams kind of adjusted to what he was doing.
And shut him down.
And I kind of see, and shut him down. I kind of see the same thing with Debo. Everybody's kind of seeing what he does, how he acts. You know, does that running back thing, I guess I could say. Yeah. And everybody's glued to it now.
And what your bottom line on what you're saying is he looks good in Kyle's offense. Now that's and with Cap. That's why Lamar Jackson, did you see the blueprint ran on him in the playoffs? Look for Lamar Jackson to have to go through that, but from every team in the league next year. They neutralized them. The Chiefs did, doing what they did. I said, that's amazing.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I'm giving Debo another year. I'm giving Kittle another year. You're right. They got another year to get their shit together, and it's over. I mean, they got to start making big changes.
Or you know what happens, don't you? Here's the unheard of. Yeah, the 49ers are just the West Coast version of the Dallas Cowboys, man. They come in and they're not going to win the big one. Oh, God, I don't want to be bothered with that. Okay, so you know what?
No.
This is the year we got to finish this
up. But honestly, Ronbo, do you really think that we're going to get rid of Aiyuk? I don't think that's even happening.
No. It'd be a PR nightmare. This is going to be one thing Lynch and Shannon get done.
I'll just say it. I'm going to go ahead and say it. If we get rid of Aiyuk, we're not winning our division. There's no way.
I'd be in a lot of trouble. Yeah.
Oh.
Brian, we got to go. I'll be back Sunday, and hopefully I'll find you. All right?
Yep, and I agree with everybody. Offensive line. I've been saying it since I've been saying it way before Jimmy Garoppolo came here. We need a better offensive line.
Oh, God, it's still a problem.
Hey, everybody, have a good night. Ronbo, have a good night. Love you all.
Brad. Love you, Brad.
Ronbo,
right,
you can hear me?
Yeah, we got James out fixing his stuff.
Man. I muted myself on accident, Ronbo. Back to what I was saying, though, Ronbo. I love Brock Purdy, Ronbo. I'm a broken record when I come in here, Ronbo. I say almost the exact same things. My sayings never really change. Brock Purdy, the only thing you got to prove to me, Can you stay healthy? That's all he got to prove to me, Ronbo.
And he did last year.
And he did it.
Yeah.
So, Ronbo, as far as I know, that's the guy. Ronbo, because Trey Lance, he couldn't come in and he couldn't do it. C.J. Beathard, he couldn't do it. Nick Mullins, he couldn't do it. Jimmy Garoppolo couldn't get us over the hump. But the last pick in the draft,
Jimmy stayed hurt
he done
too.
came in, he done did stuff that we have not seen from a 49ers quarterback in almost 2 decades. So Trey Lance, Brock Purdy, that's my QB. That's my franchise. That's the guy I believe in. But if all we want to care about is being competitive and making it and being able to say, man, we're gonna be at least in the talk, we should have just kept Jimmy G, Ronbo, and just built the line around him. There was no point in going out and trying to upgrade at quarterback to get us over the hump if we don't care, if we're not getting over the hump.
Well, he saved us a lot of money. I mean, for now.
Ronbo,
but they're going to have to pay him next year, though.
Whoa. I'm pretty sure Javon Hargrave got paid more money than Jimmy G. It ain't got nothing to do with money.
Well, you'd be right, too. I still don't know where they got that money from.
Exactly, Ronbo. We paid him $84 million. I think Jimmy G went for like 60 this year.
I don't know what Jimmy got paid.
Man, Ronbo, so the whole money, that's not a good excuse, Ronbo, because we just paid Hargrave. That's not an excuse. We could have found money for Jimmy G. But like I said, I'm happy Brock is here. But we got people in here saying that, hey, as long as we in the hunt and competitive. First of all, Ronbo, there are 16 teams in the NFC. The Cardinals ain't been good. The Panthers ain't been good. The Saints ain't been good. The Falcons ain't been good. The Cardinals ain't been good.
You mentioned
the Bears. Ronbo, a lot of teams in the NFC have not been good since Kyle Shanahan has been here. So for us to keep constantly saying he's kept us competitive, we've had maybe 5 or 4 other teams out of 16 that we got to worry about in our conference.
Well, that's a trend. Out of 16, but that's every year though. Both conferences.
Ronbo, no. The AFC has been, for the most part, at least 8 to 9 teams have been good.
Okay,
at least 8 to 9 teams.
Name them.
We've had maybe about 4 to 5 good every year. And that's the Cowboys, Packers, Eagles, 49ers, Rams, and Bucks. Those are the only teams that's been like consistent these last 7 years.
That's 7 teams. Okay, now look at the AFC. They do have maybe 1 or 2 more. Now that you mention it. Yeah.
I'd say 3 probably. I think that the AFC, Ronbo, the Colts went 9-8. It's just like they got a lot of decent teams over there. Kyle Shanahan, if he was in the AFC, look.
It depends on what his team would be, though. So he's going to make a difference. Jalen, what you're saying is Kyle will get you to the water, but he can't help you drink. That's what the problem is. Kyle can get you all
the way. He can't. He can't. He couldn't get us over the hump. Kyle Shanahan is not getting us over the hump, Ronbo. He's not.
Do you realize after getting into the playoffs, we've never come out of the playoffs until the end?
You realize that Kyle Shanahan has never won 3 playoff games in a season. He always wins 2 and loses the 3rd.
And then you can look at it that way too, though. Yeah, no, I understand it. And
Ronbo, we just lost to the Chiefs for a second time.
I know, and they weren't even as strong as the first time. Well, defensively, they were stronger than last time, which goes to prove that.
And then, Ronbo, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even think we would have beat the Bucks. This man is 0-4 versus John Harbaugh.
Scary stuff.
He ain't gonna get it done. If he's the head coach or the primary head play caller, he ain't getting it done here. I'm sorry. It just, Ronbo, what can we say after seeing that team, after seeing what we've went through? What can we say, man? You know what? We got it next year.
I know. I don't want to say that anymore either. I really don't.
Ronbo, we sound insane. Do you know the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, like Ronbo, right? Like we sound like the Cowboys. We sound like the Cowboys now. You can't lose 2 Super like Ronbo. No. There's no way we can be going into this season saying after we barely got by the Lions, Ronbo. The Lions and Packers, they coming.
I know.
I'm letting you know right now.
I know because I know.
Not want to go to Detroit.
They're mad as hell. I told y'all that last year. I knew there was something that I did not like about that team. Jalen, we got to go, though. I will see you Sunday. Jalen, it'll be all right? All right?
I hope so, Ron. Yeah, if Kyle Shanahan grows up, yeah. He ain't gonna grow up, Ronbo. Remember, he was an outsider looking in. That's what he called Wilkes, an outsider looking in. That's not a man. That ain't no leader, Ronbo. He's a great play designer. Kyle Shanahan's not a great play caller, though. Great play designer. He's not a great play caller, and I don't want him as my head coach.
There you go. Okay, Jalen, I'm gonna tell you what. No matter what, I'm gonna wait for you Sunday and see if you either calmed down or calmed up. All right, Jalen. And he makes some excellent points because Kyle, if we're all sitting in the courtroom, Kyle would not have a leg to stand on. He would, though. He'd get him say things like, "Oh no, if I given the same situation, I'd do the exact same thing again." Well, Kyle's going to finally say one day, "What you people need to understand is this: if I give players a certain thing to execute and they don't execute, well, that's not my fault. Now I've prepared them well and it looked good in practice, and then they came out there and they wet the bed. Now you're going to point at me for that." Then just go right ahead because there's nothing I can do for it. You know, a lot of coaches will go that route on you too. You know, it's just the way it is. Ray McCloud, I still want to belt whip him, man. Ray, pounce on the ball. That was the game right there. You put him up there, 10, 15 yards away from the goal line, you're not going to stop the Chiefs that close. And he did the absolute what you cannot do. And Burford, and Matt Feliciano, I had some things I would have said that would have been nastier than what Feliciano said. Oh, yo, Ellis, come on in, fam. Xavier Howard's available. Ellis.
Ronbo.
Ellis, you're in an establishment somewhere.
Man, I'm at a little function right now. I just had to step out.
Okay.
It was mad noisy in there, as you could hear. What's shaking, fellas?
Glad to hear you enjoying yourself. A lot of us are still post-mortem state. We're not ready to enjoy the real world. There's a lot of things about this world that are still pleasant. You don't have to rely completely on your feelings that are leaning upon the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, and the Kansas City Chiefs. Those are words that are going to burn a hole in everybody's mind that loves the 49ers. But go ahead, fam. We got more money now.
Yeah, I mean that's one of that's the best news we've gotten thus far. You know, after such heartbreak. So I mean that's something that we can at least feel a little bit reassured. I'm hoping we can make a big splash. And pick up one of these guys out there,
so many.
Whether it's an offensive lineman, the defensive lineman, some guys that are guaranteed to come in and take us up another few notches. If it's not going to be something like that, I don't want to spend any like absorbent amount of money. If we can get a few guys though for a nice. For the same amount, I would rather do that. The more guys we can get to add to the depth, the better, because, we could go in there and we could make a splash and go get a high-priced guy, and then, they get hurt, and then all that money goes down the drain, and that player cannot produce for us. So I would rather us try to do something where we can, get a nice collective of guys, and then obviously retain some of our guys that we already have. I don't know how much it would cost for us to get Al-Shaair, but we have two really good rookie linebackers who didn't get enough burn last year, and they should have gotten some more, opportunities to play throughout the season because they're really good, especially Jalen Graham from Purdue, I want to say. Mm-hmm. That boy's nasty. He's giving me, Dre Greenlaw, energy and stuff like that, and the other young fella, he's raw too from TCU. He's still good too. But if out of the two, Jalen Graham is really good. But we need Aziz. If we can get him for a nice price, Ronbo, I want Aziz outside here. Mm-hmm. There's Brian Burns out there. Mike Evans is out there. There's like some really powerful pieces that are out there. So with everybody getting that extra 30 plus million added to their cap, and on top of what they may have had left over, like we had 36 million left over that we get to utilize this year, on top of that additional 30. So that puts us up to like 60-something million. We have, to kind of go around. but obviously we got to retain some guys, and some guys got to get paid this year. But if we can get some restructures, from what I heard Brad Graham was talking about earlier, man, we can do some restructures and get almost up to what, like $90+ million in cap space.
Yep.
Okay, so that's crazy. If we can do that, I would do it, regardless of keeping guys longer or whatever. Convert it to a signing bonus like Proc Morate does all the time, and let's make something happen like that to where we can get, like I said, an assortment of guys. We need for sure some top of line offensive linemen if we can get one or two in the draft. But if we can sign one, a veteran, somebody who's healthy, that would be real nice. I don't know about Trent Brown. He's too the stuff with his weight and everything. We don't want to have those kind of issues. We need our linemen to move. We like guys that are quick on their feet, that can move around and stuff, that aren't too heavy. I mean, Trent is the heaviest lineman we got, and he moves like a he moves like a running back. Yeah. So if he's not moving like Trent Williams, we don't really want him, unless obviously it's for like a pass pro package or something like that, and they can kind of be stationary. Then we'll do that, but we need to stop going for guys that are injured, coming off of ACLs and all that kind of shit. We need to stay away from those guys. Don't put our money into those kind of guys.
Yeah, and that's just common sense that we don't always apply. The thing is, the names out there a lot of those guys got released because they're too expensive. I don't know that Xavier Howard, you got Mike Evans is out there, or Ogba from Miami. This is for the premier edge rushers, but he's expensive. I mean, they're all expensive. That's the problem. So they're going to go to clubs with lots of money, like the Panthers, and aren't winning any games, but they probably just want to have a job at this point.
Yeah, well, some of these guys are going to go to some contenders. I mean, expect the Chiefs to be in the mix, Baltimore to be in the mix.
For Evans, I already know it. Damn it! If Evans is up in Miami,
even the Seahawks.
Yeah. Well,
the Seahawks will be in there trying to scoop some guys. Yeah, well, I mean, Mike Evans is good. Yeah, he's a great wide receiver. So let's not get that twisted. And he's really got he's got a pretty good clean bill of health for the most part. I know he's gotten some injuries in the past, but he's not injury prone. I'm cool off the Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack sweepstakes. I think they're going to demand so much money, and with the injury history of those two guys, I would not feel confident in trying to get them. I would go a different direction.
Yeah,
I would take my chances in going to get Brian Burns and let him break the bank, or us figure out a way to get him. You know what I mean? Versus us, because he's healthy. He's such a top
him and
top
Nick
end flusher.
I mean, yeah. But the 49ers are going to extend that kind of cash though for Burns. Everybody wants.
Nah. Yeah, I don't see it happening either. But we're gonna figure it out, man.
We have to.
Some good information.
All right. Well, else we're gonna get you back to your event. I'm gonna tell you what. I'll be back Sunday though, and let's see what takes place. We'll get into some other issues as well. All right. Appreciate you, fam.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. As always, Ronbo, thanks for the platform. Shout out to the faithful, man. Y'all know it is. Shout out to Tony Tone, man. Shout out to Papa D. Shout out to Bethel and Emilio, and shout out to Chat. Shout out Evan. Shout out Donna, Tanisha, man. I know it is, man. It's all love. Hope everybody's safe, man. Y'all have a blessed weekend. Appreciate you, fam.
You too, Ellis. Appreciate you jumping. Ellis jumped off the event, came out here to talk to us. Ellis, we appreciate you. You know this. All right, fam.
Hey, man. Y'all know what it is, man. That's what we do, family. That's how we get out.
Pleasure.
All right.
See you Sunday. All right. All right. And let us go check out and see. We got here. The name looks like Tony. ATL Tony. Get in here, Tony.
Rambo, good evening. I'm enjoying
Tony.
your chat tonight, man. A lot of good people in there.
Yeah, because we've weeded out. Remember Ellis a long time ago says, y'all need to stop feeding them trolls, ignore them, and some of them go away because they do feed off your energy. But you know what it is, Tony? Like me and maybe you to some degree, and a lot of us, your threshold for rage It's just sometimes people say something. It'd be good to be able to ignore ignorance or just foolishness, but it's hard to do all the time. But I've got weaned off. Ramey can say and do all his antics because he just does that to antagonize, and I just ignore his
What a
ass.
clown.
And he doesn't. There's no gas in
What a
his
clown.
tank. He can't roll his engine. He ain't bothered me no more. At least I don't notice. I don't pay any
Yeah,
attention.
Ronbo, you probably saw that I vented a little bit in the chat tonight.
Oh yeah.
I said I would never forgive Kyle Shanahan for not running the ball on second and third
No,
down.
I saw that coming down. You was pointing out the particular downs and everything.
Yeah.
Tony,
Rubio makes that great catch. We got the ball at the 22. Run the ball. We ain't got it. If we didn't gain a single yard, right?
Running the
Ronbo,
clock.
Matt Bryant was the NFC's field goal kicker. He made the Pro Bowl that year. He would have made a 40 to 42-yard field goal with under 4 minutes left.
I know. I remember you guys because I was always impressed with the fact that you guys had two guys with the same name. You know.
Yeah, Matt Ryan and Matt Bryant.
Yeah. Well, almost the same names. Well, you know what? It's Kyle's judgment at the end. Tony, try to figure it out. I have thought and thought. I'm trying to understand what is he thinking. Why does he do some of the things he does when he does them? Because
Got cute. He did that with you guys in Super Bowl
Twice.
54. Raheem Mostert, y'all had the ball. Y'all was getting ready to cross the 50-yard line. Mostert just got you 8 yards. It's 2nd and 2. He threw on an incomplete pass. 3rd and 2, he throws another incomplete pass. Run the ball. Y'all cross the 50. Y'all mowing the grass. Kansas City's in trouble. Y'all up by 10.
Tony, you know, there's a level of arrogance here too. Kyle does believe
Arrogance,
sometimes that when he calls a play, you know, he once told George Kittle, "Listen, you do this, this, and this, and I guarantee you 40 yards." George Kittle went out there and got 40 yards to the inch, right? So now he starts to believe his own stuff instead of using good judgment sometimes, and some of it's a little unpractical, and then you end up having the result we've had. He's got to know when to reel it in. And he won't.
Cost you world championships. And somebody said, I can't remember where I heard that that Kyle Shanahan made Steve Wilkes the scapegoat. And I know what it was. It was on Colin Cowherd, even though he wasn't on this week. They showed one of his old shows. He said that Brock Purdy, that young man, stood up at that podium. He took the blame for the loss, even though it wasn't Brock Purdy's fault, while Kyle Shanahan didn't take the blame for anything. I'm like, true.
I know he has never admitted wrong. He might say something like, "Well, I'd like to maybe have that play back and do this and that." You know, you still haven't admitted that was a bad call. He won't. That'll never happen. It questions his. You know, now you look at him as being omnipotent, right? Well, some people do. And if he does that, he admits weakness in his mind. I really think, I didn't want to believe he thinks like that. Kyle does. Kyle, you made a mistake. We all do. Just own it and move on.
3 world
Learn
championships,
from
2
it.
organizations. That's all I got to say.
But I
Ronbo.
still like him. I really wish he'd grow and learn from his mistakes. He's a good coach otherwise.
Yeah, he is, but come on, man. This is the world championship. Late in the game. Run the ball. How many times have you said it? Run the ball,
We
Kyle.
all
Run the ball.
have. You know when to put it on the dirt and when not to put it up. Now, here's the thing. When I look at Ray and that mistake he made, I look at Burford, you know, CMC, a fumble in the first quarter. See, when I look back upon those particular pivotal moments, I say to myself, you know, Kyle may have done this or that, but damn it, those guys also played a huge role in this mess up.
But the CMC play didn't hurt you guys.
No, we
Remember, they ended up
we
punting
needed
the
the
ball.
7 points though, and CMC
that's
that
true.
close.
Y'all went right down
He's
the field.
He's going to get that 7 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to get that TD.
Yeah. Well, when I saw a report, you know, I got all these. It's almost time for the combine, the draft. I saw this. I can't tell you what the network had done. I saw on the internet. They were talking about breaking news. It wasn't breaking news, really. This is just some guy making stuff up for clickbait. Talking about free agent Derrick Henry coming to San Francisco. I'm like, how? Why? How would that happen? Christian McCaffrey ain't going nowhere. I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
It's funny. I mean, I can't imagine that. You know, why would Derrick Henry?
No.
They both need the ball a lot. Okay, now how you going to do it?
Yeah. It makes no sense.
It's not happening.
And we were in the chat. And I had went, like, you know, I do my laundry. You know, it's Friday night, laundry's done. I came upstairs. I was talking to Michael, Captain Zorro, and Big Show was on.
Yeah.
And I said, the chat was going crazy. I said, did Big Show say trade Nick Bosa? And Michael said, yeah, but he said Joey.
Yeah, I was just people keep
crazy.
mixing it up. No, he said Joey. Tony, I forgot the big boys out there. If we had to pick a team that's going to go for Henry, who's it going to be?
I don't know, Ronbo, but God, please, God, don't let the Dallas Cowboys.
I see you're thinking the same thing I'm thinking. He's on his way to Texas.
That would piss me off big time. I can see that.
Pollard's not going to get it done.
You know, like, yeah, Pollard ain't going to get it done.
Jones ain't going to say anything.
Oh,
either.
I hope not.
Yeah, he's going to Dallas.
They got a good offensive line, too.
And if, oh, man. How old is Derek right now?
30. He just turned 30.
He just turned 30? Okay.
Yep. And remember I told you about Calvin Ridley, Ronbo.
He's out there
free,
too.
Backfire on Jacksonville. Yeah, because if Jacksonville go ahead and signs him and gives him an extension, then we get that second-round pick.
Ooh.
But they're not going to do that. They're going to roll the dice and let him go free agent so he can keep that second-round pick and try to sign him themselves.
And after
you
that
open yourself
period's over.
up to other teams. Yeah, you open yourself up to other teams trying to get them.
TC's out there. Mike Evans. All these high-priced wide receivers that you can't
Mike Evans is out there.
imagine.
Yeah.
And Kansas City is just, mouth is just watering. You know, because how many? Kansas City had two receivers last year. One of them was a rookie. And Valdez-Scantling just came alive suddenly at the end of the season, which really pissed me off. I said, that fool's been dropping the ball all year, and now he makes a miraculous catch.
Here's some more news, Ronbo. You're going to scratch your head on this one.
Uh-oh.
My Atlanta Falcons, we only have 2 wide receivers under contract. All the other receivers, Scotty Miller, all them, they were on 1-year deals, or some of them finishing up their deals. All we got is Drake London and a fourth receiver, Josh Ali. We don't have any receivers.
You're gonna be shopping for some of these guys that run around out here then.
Yeah, but we need a quarterback. I want Kirk Cousins.
And your owner might think the same. He may go after Kirk. How's Kirk just went? What was that injury that he sustained?
Don't be surprised though.
No, I won't.
I'm not gonna rule out because Denver's gonna cut Russell Wilson. I wouldn't mind having Russell Wilson in Atlanta with the weapons we have.
Yeah, that might be interesting. Tony.
But I heard he's going to Pittsburgh, Ronbo.
Whoa, I heard that conversation too.
Yeah.
As Justin Fields. Yeah, Justin Fields is also in that conversation.
He can't read defense. He ain't going there. He ain't going to Pittsburgh.
People talk about Justin like it's just Justin sweepstakes. I don't think so. Anyway.
No.
He holds the ball too long. And like I said, because he can't tell what's going on out there. Anyway. Tell you what I'm doing. Tony, I'll be back Sunday. And the hot news with you is always fun. We'll see what hot news picks up.
Yes, sir.
Because there's going to be a lot for the next, days and days. Another 2 weeks.
The combine is this week. The combine is this week starting Thursday. So we're going to see the combine. But Ronbo, like you and I joked about last week, I can't wait till the draft so the Rams can F it up.
No, they are.
That's going to be funny, man.
Everybody's watching the Rams to see what they do. F their picks for picking up Derrick Henry. What? You don't have to give any picks up for him?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Or we'll just sign him for next to $1 billion.
So we'll give you 2 seconds, a third, and a fourth for this guy. You go right ahead. You know what? Jerry Jones ought to get on the phone with the Rams, Ronbo.
He can make. Oh God. Tony,
yes, sir.
Let me see you Sunday.
I'll see you Sunday, sir.
All right,
Shout out to
looking
you,
forward
Ronbo.
Thanks.
Shout out to production, Ronbo.
Thanks, Tony.
You're the best in the business, brother.
Oh.
I'll see you Sunday.
Thanks, Tony. Look forward to seeing you Sunday, too. All right. Have a great night.
Take care, sir.
You too. All right. Boy. Seriously, the Rams are going to be the team to watch and see what they do in the draft. Now, granted, they did a good job in this last draft. They really did. That defensive lineman they got in Puka, damn good. I want to see them go after a quarterback, though. See, because the Rams have gotten by with you haven't bought that ring by buying Matthew Stafford. And, I don't know if there's any quarterbacks out there. Wouldn't it be just crazy as hell to see all of a sudden, and Kirk Cousins is allegedly, well, the wire has it now, that he's going to sign with the Los Angeles Rams. But in what capacity, as the Rams have finally found a way to unload Matthew Stafford for a couple of picks? We thought they didn't like picks. Go Rams, go. I don't. Right, I just said, Ronbo, for somebody who says they've washed their hands of the Los Angeles Rams, you sure are saying a lot about them. I just remember those moments of being extremely mad at things that are being said. But you know what you got to do, fam? You got to just put them beneath you like the children they are. You don't have to respect them or acknowledge their BS. Just ignore them. Jimmy Everett, I see you in here. You're not. You notice I haven't said anything to you, Everett? Because you have the same itis that all you Ram fans do. You wish you could be us. Yes, you do. Yeah, you won a trophy recently, but you've only got 2 to your name. We don't even have to do anything, and we still stand miles ahead of you. We don't care about your expiration dates. You know what I mean? So it's just fun watching you suffer. I'm going to go before I get into a speech about them suckers. And I'll see you Sunday, fam. But hey, appreciate the contribution tonight, fam, always. And hit that like and subscribe so we can get those notifications to you. And you come back and join us again. Bye now!